What's up, guys? Spin Firearms here, and before we get started, I just want to say there's a good chance you own one of these and you really like it. It may be your everyday carry, it may run flawlessly for you, but in this case, it just didn't happen for me. And that's how it goes. A lot of companies put out firearms that are great, run flawlessly for 100 of them, and then there's one lemon, or there's just a couple that are unreliable, or a couple that are out of spec, and that just comes with firearms, right? That's just, it is what it is. As long as they're not major problems, usually if you send them back to the company, they get resolved easily. You can test them again and then possibly carry them in the future, which is what I plan on doing with my Knick. But before we get started, hit the like button, drop a comment down below. Also, let me know, if you own either of these firearms, have you ran into issues, and at what round count? Now, we'll start with the Glock 28, and we'll do the MC9 after. Glock 28, right? In my opinion, for me, just for me, it doesn't make sense to carry, right? The Glock 26 is my best shooting firearm, so therefore, I wouldn't lose power and go to something like this with less magazine options, less aftermarket support and so on when it comes to barrels and all that. So it just doesn't make sense to me. But as I love the subcompacts from Glock, I needed it. It's a collector's item for me. This one right here is a collector's item, something for fun at the range. Women like the soft recoil of the 380, but they sort of don't like the grip of the 28. It just is what it is. But for people with hand issues, or that just had a procedure done on their hands or got an injury, this is a great way to go. Very, very, very soft shooting, barely any recoil. But here's the problem. I put 100 rounds through it, or 150 rounds, ran flawlessly. I go to the range next time with different ammo and issues, right? So then I reverted back to the original ammo. The next time I go to the range, same thing. So the same ammo that ran for the first 100, 150 rounds, same issues. Failure to feed. Failure to extract. So obviously we know something is wrong with the guide rod. And obviously I want my Glocks to be reliable. I just don't think they did enough testing or sold enough of these to get a sample size of the ones having issues. It is definitely the guide rod. As you know, the guide rod works for the 26, 27, 33, and 39 flawlessly. So that's 9mm, that's 40, that's 357 SIG, and that's 45 GAP, all larger rounds than 380. But because of parts compatibility and stuff like that for the subcompacts, they chose to use the same exact dual guide rod, right? And they're running into issues. You have to change it up when you switch over to 380. And since this wasn't allowed in the civilian market in America, they did not have a massive amount of people buying them and testing them on their own. Therefore, I don't think Glock put the effort into this release at all. Well, like I said, it's a collector's item, so I'm not as upset about it having issues, but I'm not going to let a $500 firearm just have issues without contacting Glock, contacting the company. So when I reached out to them, I told them what was happening. It was actually pretty crazy, their response. I said, "Are you guys having a lot of Glock 28s with issues?" They said, "Oh, no, we're not really aware of that." I said, "Well, that's crazy, because online, I'm seeing a lot of people having issues with their 28s. And they said, "Oh, yeah, there's a couple here and there, but nothing too major." I'm like, I don't know if you were told to say that or what, but it is what it is. They said they would take care of it. So this is getting shipped out this week. Next up, the Knick MC9. Didn't call about this one yet because it just happened. The Knick MC9, a lot of people have been having issues once they hit 500, 600, 700 rounds. I went like 650 rounds, hollow points and ball ammo, without a single hiccup. I was really loving this firearm. I even made a video talking about how it's going to be in my everyday carry rotation, right? I love the ergonomics. I'm a diehard for that trigger. It's just a great smooth shooting Micro 9. But once I hit that 650 rounds, a couple magazines in, my goal was to get over 1,000 in that sitting. After 750 rounds, I left. I had multiple failures to feed, multiple failures to extract. I don't know what the problem is with this. Basically the same thing with my Glock 28, although the Knick did outlast my Glock 28, which is, you can look at it as a positive for the Knick people, but they're right. It's really weird how around that round count, people are having issues. And normally I have really good luck with firearms. I don't have any problems with them. I do get unreliable ones every now and then, but they tend to get fixed. This one is just, this is an odd one to me. Normally all the failures are right out of the box. This thing ran flawlessly right out of the box. Ran all my self-defense ammos. It even ran Novex rounds, which one of my Glock 26 builds couldn't handle. I mean, I don't know. I'm sort of dumbfounded at what the issue is here, but I'd like to get down to the bottom of it. I'd like to carry this at some point in my life because I like it. I really like this firearm. It feels really good in the hand. I think it's the perfect size for everyday carry, somewhere between a Micro 9 and a subcompact. I just think it's a great release, but that is really bothering me. So if you guys are having the same issues, put it in the comments. Tell me, has Knick fixed yours? Have you reached out to them? What did they say? On Monday, I'll be calling them first thing. Thanks for watching, guys.